Hello my YouTube fans and chess fans alike. Today I got something a little special for you. I was playing on Chess Hotel with a Google Hangouts chess playing buddy of mine. He's from Australia. People who know me on Google Hangouts, people that might be watching this video right now, know him as Bulldog. So I managed to save the end position where I checkmated Bulldog in the next 3 moves. But I want to show you this because maybe he doesn't realize it, but a simple single move would have taken my advantage away and gave it right back to him. This is where he blundered. So what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to show you how the game went from this position, 3-move checkmate. And first I'm going to talk long enough to I want you to take a look at this position. I know you can see the move chart on the right side, but try not to pay attention to that for a minute and see if you can figure this out first. So the way the game actually went was it's white to move. So I'm showing you the arrows right now for reasons. I moved my knight, threatening checkmate, or threatening a check. But of course, if he did not move his bishop, I would not have been able to move my knight where I did. So then he made a premature move. Now, sometimes a good move can turn into a blunder if you do it out of time. Prematurely, what was a good move will become a blunder. So yes, he ended up taking the pawn. Now, as you can see by the red arrows I made, he's not only threatening my queen, but he's also threatening checkmate. Okay? But because he moved that bishop out of the way, being the blunder that it is, he allowed me to mate him instead. As you saw by the previous arrows, my idea at the moment was to check him on this square with the knight, but I can't do that as long as this bishop is there. So to move that bishop now is a premature move and a blunder. So of course I went ahead and said check, and we have a smothered pawn mate, so to speak. Not quite a smothered, but basically it's a pawn checkmate, and with a simple knight to stop him from being able to take it. As you can see, actually there's a bishop. The reason why he can't take that pawn, of course, is because of the bishop. But this would not have been a win for me. I basically escaped a very tense situation because of his blunder. So let's go back and see what he could have done before he captured the pawn with the bishop. Okay? So I did do that. I did the knight thing. Here's what the computer did. And this is the only move that makes sense, because anything else, well, I mean, I'm not sure about anything else, but moving that bishop from its current diagonal, that is the diagonal that protects these diagonals, is the mistake. Unless you protect this square first, this green highlighted square first, before you move the bishop. And of course that's what the computer did. Okay, so the simple rook move stops me in my tracks from moving my knight to e7. Okay, so now I tried, it must have been a dozen different ways to beat the computer in this particular position. One of the ways I left up here, I might have even left 2 ways up here, but one of the ways I left up here, just to give you an example, but I've tried a dozen different ways, and every time the computer got the advantage. So in other words, what Bulldog had done was taking the bishop prematurely. I mean, taking the pawn with the bishop prematurely. So here's what I try to do against the computer. One of the ways, I thought, after trying 12 different ways, I tried threatening the knight giving him the pawn. He still the computer still took the pawn later on. I went and took the bishop with the rook this time. I tried it with the queen before, but that didn't work. I tried it with something else before, but in any case, so I even traded queens, and then I tried putting him in check now, and he did not take. Okay, so I tried putting him in check this time, but I think one of the times I didn't do that. I tried something else. I might have even tried moving my knight here, although I think maybe that, let's try that. Okay, so this is how this one ended. I still, as you can see, the computer black has a decisive advantage. Okay, so it goes on a little bit further, and that's it. So let's try that now. Since I got you on the video, let me try that now. So suppose I don't take. Suppose I dismiss that pawn, and I threaten his rook. What will he do now? We'll call it a new variation. Maybe the computer won't do anything. Force the engine to move now? Uh-oh. White trans one material. Well, I guess the computer is refusing to make a move for me. Well, let me see. What could he do? I'll have to move it for the computer, I guess. Let me try one more time. I guess not. Well, so we have a glitch here, so I'm not sure. Let's say the computer eliminates the threat here. Actually, you know what? What if I turn on the engine? That's what it was, right? Okay, that's because the engine's not on. Okay. So let's force the engine. Oh, okay, there we go. So the engine would do that instead. What would I do? Do I take the pawn now? Do I let him take the pawn? No, I don't let him take the pawn because I want to get rid of these other pawns. I could put him in check. And it looks like I got myself a piece. Well, this is an interesting line. Perhaps I should have thought of this. Okay. Then I'll take the exchange. No, he didn't take it. Ah, nice one. Nice one. Okay. Fine. This is a good question here. How do I do this? Wow. Interesting. What if I put the bishop back here? He puts me in check. He's going to take the bishop. Okay, let's go back. All right, so let's take it. Let's go with new variation. Okay, so he'll have to take. I got another check. Okay. Yeah, I think with the bishop. Okay. And now with the knight. It looks like I just found another variation that's better than the ones I had before. So perhaps if I play properly, I would still have a chance of actually winning this. But it's a much tougher line of thinking. So nevertheless, the pawn capture by the bishop of Johnny May, that's his name by the way, Johnny May, call him Bulldog, was the major blunder that got him in checkmate too soon. So I can follow this along. We can keep playing this. Perhaps you can watch this video, take down the moves, and maybe you can come up with your own variations and let me know. Maybe I'm blundering someplace, but I see that I had it at least. I could have kept the advantage if I had done it right, and which looks like what I just did here is right. Maybe I should have saved this as a new variation. I mean, a new main line. But we'll go with this, and I hope this was a lesson. Going back, just as a reminder, the blunder of the Bulldog. The blunder of the Bulldog was bishop takes pawn. That led to the almost immediate checkmate. Okay, and that was the pawn, bishop, knight checkmate. Okay. A variation that the computer did was to move the rook there, and I could have done better than moving my rook to f3. I should have, instead of moving the rook to f3, I should have perhaps knight c6. Well, any case, all right, I don't know. Never mind. But there you have it, and it gets confusing when you're trying to run this software and you've got 6 different variations going and it's hard to keep up with the next move. But there you have it. I hope you learned something from this. Remember, premature good moves are actually bad moves. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. And if you're on Google, if you're on YouTube, catch up with me on YouTube Hangouts. Perhaps we can have a chess playing hangout. Please subscribe again. Thank you. And keep on playing.